Hello students, welcome back to our online lesson, and this lesson is lesson 9. So our lesson will be going to a restaurant. Okay, so this week's lesson we will tackle the lesson about restaurant. Okay, ordering in a restaurant, what are what can you see in the restaurant? Okay? So that's our lesson for this week. Okay? For this time, we will study some vocabulary. Okay, are you ready? Alright, so here are some important keywords when talking in the restaurant. Okay, so this week's lesson, you will see some vocabularies, okay, here. So, restaurant, cafe, menu, order, beverage, appetizer, starter, main course, entry, side dish, dessert, special, waiter, waitress, server, customer, chef, manager, reservation, check, tip, recommend, and suggest. Okay, so let's analyze this picture. So this picture, obviously or as usual, this is a restaurant. Okay, so when we go and we will eat something, okay, we go to the restaurant. We go with our friends or with our family, right? So a restaurant is an eatery. So it is a business that prepares and serves food and drinks to customers. Okay. So understandable, right? So how about this picture? Okay, do you think is this a restaurant or something? Okay, so maybe this is quite similar in the restaurant, but it is smaller than a restaurant. So this is a cafe. What is a cafe? So cafe is a coffee shop. So it is an establishment selling coffee and sometimes other non-alcoholic beverages, simple meals or snacks. All right. So we usually go there at lunch. As you notice, when some of your teachers ask you to buy a food, okay, so they usually go there and drink some coffee or eat some snacks. Okay, so that is the difference of a cafe and a restaurant. Okay, so cafe is just a small eatery. Okay, it is usually a coffee shop, and then they just they they just sell some simple snacks or meals. How about this picture? So when you go to the restaurant, you will see this in the table, right? So this is the menu. So a menu is a list of dishes available in a restaurant. When you want to order food, you'll grab a menu and find which food you want to eat. Okay, so how about this one? So this man is a waiter and they are the customers. Okay, so they are ordering a food. Okay, they want to order some food. So we have a lot of meanings of the word order, but since our lesson is all about going to the restaurant, the word order here means a request to be made, supplied, or served. Okay, when you want to request a food, that means you are ordering. You're ordering a food. Okay, so next, what about this picture? Okay, this is very common. So these are the beverages. Okay, we have different types of beverages or juices. Okay, we have cold water, wine, green tea, cola. Okay, we have different types of beverages. So it is a drink intended for human consumption. Okay, what about this? Okay, we have different pictures here. So we can see the appetizer. Okay, so this picture is an appetizer, an example of appetizer or a starter. Okay, before we eat our main dish or our main order, we usually eat this food first. Okay, we usually eat the appetizer first. Okay, then this picture. Okay, so we have chicken and fried rice. So this is the main course or the main dish or the entry. Okay, we have different meanings or terms for this. Okay, what about this one? So this one is the side dish. Okay, the side dish, we usually eat the side dish after the main course. Okay, and the dessert. So this is a cake. So dessert is usually sweets. All right, so that's what we eat inside the restaurant. Okay, the appetizer, the main course, the side dish, and the dessert. All right, what about these pictures? Okay, who do you think is this female or who do you think is she? Okay, so when we are in a restaurant, we can also see the server, okay, the waiter or the waitress, and the customer. Okay, so some of you might ask, what is the difference between the server and the waiter and the waitress? Okay, so the server is a neutral, okay, a gender neutral. It's a server is either waiter or waitress, okay. A female server is the waitress and the male server is the waiter, okay, and the customer as well, okay. So you cannot call the restaurant if there is no customer. Okay, so we are the customer because we we go there and eat, okay? We pay their food that they serve to us, okay? What about this one? So we can see after we eat, what do we do? Okay, of course, we pay the food that we ate, right? So this is the checks, okay? So the word checks has also different meanings, but in our lesson, so our lesson is all about restaurants. So the word checks here, it is referred as a receipt for your finished meal. Okay, when you finish your food, okay, we usually pay your checks. Okay, so actually, class, checks is an American term. Okay, they use American people. They use this term. Okay, when they pay their food, okay, when they pay their meal. They usually call it checks. While in the British, okay, the British people they call it bills. Okay, so that's the same, but uh, the term is different. Okay, but it is the same. Okay, the meaning is the same. Okay, so what about this one? Who is he? What do you think is he? And what do you think are they? Okay, so in a restaurant, there is a chef. Okay, they are very important people because they are the one who does cooking, right? And the manager as well. Okay, the manager is the one who handle or manage the restaurant. Okay, so the manager they handle and manage the chef or the cook. Okay, so when you go to the restaurant, okay, you will no longer curious when you see them. Okay, when you see a manager and a chef. Okay, now let's proceed to common questions and responses. What do we usually ask and answer when we talk inside the restaurant? Okay, so when we go to restaurant, we usually ask for a food, okay, to the server or the waiter or waitress. Okay, so here are some common questions and responses. Okay, so we have the server and the customer. Okay, the server might ask when you come in the restaurant, they would ask you, how many people are in your group? Okay, and the customer will reply or respond. For example, they are four of us, or we have six people total. Okay, next, what are the other questions or responses? Okay, the server would ask, where would you like to sit? And the customer would say, could we sit by the window, please? Or someone would say, we'd like to sit outside. Okay, so that's one of the common conversation inside the restaurant. Okay, what else? We have the server would ask, what would you like to drink? And the customer would respond, I would like green tea, please. Or someone might ask, could I please have a glass of water? All right. Okay. What else? The server would ask, what would you like to eat? The customer would say or would answer, I would like papaya salad, please. Or someone might answer, could I please have a spaghetti? Okay. So these are just some examples of the conversations inside the restaurant. Okay. So you can also practice your own conversation together with your friends or your family. Okay, you can practice this conversation. Okay, there are lots of questions to ask when you are in a restaurant. Okay, so these are just some examples. Okay, do you understand, students? All right. So, just for example, when you look at this picture, what do you observe? Okay, what are they doing? Okay, as you see, there are three people here. So maybe or probably this is the waitress, right? And they are the customers. Okay. So in our example a while ago, what do you think are their conversation? Okay, can you give me an example? Can you give me an idea? What do you think are their conversation? Okay, for example, the server, okay, or the waitress, she would ask, "What would you like to eat?" Okay, and then the two customers, they would say, "I would like papaya salad, please." Okay, for example, she answered, "I would like papaya salad, please." Okay, and the other customer said, "Could I please have a spaghetti?" Mhm. Okay, so very simple. You can think of different questions when you are in a restaurant. Okay, so these are just the example. All right, I hope you have learned how to make a questions and answer when you are in a restaurant. Okay, so when when you have a plan to go to the restaurant, maybe tomorrow or the other day, you can practice how to talk to someone, okay, inside the restaurant. Okay, do you understand, students? So that's the end of our lesson for today, and I hope you have enjoyed watching this video and you have learned how to have the conversation when you are in the restaurant. Okay? So next time we will continue to study and we will tackle what are the common problems, okay, inside the restaurant. For example, the customer has some questions or problems about their orders. Okay, so we will tackle that lesson next class. All right? Okay, so thank you so much, students, for watching this video, and we will see you again next class. Bye, students.